The ark was engineered by God. The shocking truth of Genesis 6. Everyone remembers the little wooden boat with smiling animals. But the real moment was when God handed a Bronze Age man the blueprint for the largest vessel the world had ever seen. Not a cartoon, not a child's story. A 137-meter structure built before rain had ever fallen. Genesis 6, a command that would divide history in two. A moment where the Creator looked at his creation and decided to start over. The world is violent, corrupt, filled with giants and rebellion. Genesis 6 says that every inclination of the human heart was only evil all the time. The earth was filled with violence. Two paths now stand before humanity: total judgment or radical mercy. And in the middle of a dying civilization stands one man, Noah, a preacher of righteousness in a world of darkness, a builder in a world that does not believe in the coming storm. God does not say to simply build something large. He gives numbers, precise numbers: 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, 30 cubits high, exact, measured, intentional. This is not myth found in ancient folklore. It is a construction blueprint for survival. The mystery: 300 cubits. Pause there. A cubit is the distance from elbow to fingertip, about 45 centimeters. Do the math carefully. 137 meters long, 23 meters wide, 14 meters high. 3 full stories of internal space, longer than 1.5 football fields. Heavier than 50,000 tons when fully loaded. Internal volume equivalent to 450 modern truck trailers and built entirely by hand. Weight: in a world without steel foundries, without hydraulic cranes, without internal combustion engines. And here is what makes the project even stranger. Genesis 2:26 says that a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. No rain. Not once in human memory. So Noah is building a massive seagoing vessel in the middle of dry land, in a world that has never seen a single storm. Imagine the laughter of his neighbors. Imagine the questions from the onlookers. Why build a ship where there is no ocean? Why prepare for a flood when no one has seen water fall from the sky? True faith begins long before the first drop of rain falls. For centuries, skeptics and critics called it impossible, a legend for children, an exaggeration for the religious. Then the engineers tested the math. In 1993, a team of naval researchers in South Korea ran complex simulations using the biblical dimensions. They compared 12 different hull designs in giant wave tanks. They pushed these computer models through virtual waves 30 meters high. Almost 100 feet of solid, moving water. The Genesis proportions achieved the highest safety rating among all the projects tested. The ark was almost impossible to capsize. It could tilt nearly 90 degrees and right itself instantly. And here is the detail that stunned the engineering team. Any modification to the biblical dimensions actually made the project worse. The ratio is exactly 6:1. Length to width. The same ratio used in modern supertankers today. But long before the Korean Institute, long before modern naval science was born, Genesis already recorded the perfect calculations. So where did that design come from if not from God? God said to make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Gopher, a word found nowhere else in the entire Hebrew Bible. Scholars have debated its meaning for 3,000 years. Some say it is cypress, a wood naturally resistant to water and rot. Others say it refers to the process of laminating timber. Thin layers glued in different directions, ancient plywood. Stronger and more uniform than any natural log. Either way, the command is clear: precision, strength, supernatural endurance. The central keel would run the full length of the hull, 137 meters long. No tree grows that tall on this earth, so the beams must be joined by hand. Ancient shipbuilders used mortise and tenon joints would fit it into wood like a plug, locked with hardwood pins passing through the joint. And here is the genius of the design: wood swells when it gets wet. The tighter the pressure from the outside, the stronger the joint becomes inside. The storm itself would help seal the ark, then came the bitumen. Genesis 6:14 says to cover it inside and out with pitch. Inside and out, natural tar from the pits of the earth, waterproofing, protection from marine worms, protection from decay. Nothing was left exposed to the elements. Predator walking beside prey in supernatural peace. No chaos in the ranks, no confusion at the gate. The Creator was orchestrating his creation for a new beginning. And then this shows us that obedience matters in the places no one would ever see. Then the animals came. Genesis 7 says they came to Noah on their own. He did not have to hunt them. He did not have to capture them by force. They simply came pairs, male and female. Final moment arrived. Genesis 7:16 tells us that the Lord shut him in. Noah built the structure, but God closed the heavy door. When human strength reached its absolute limit, divine sovereignty took over the mission. Outside the ark, the world continued as if nothing would ever change. Inside, 8 human souls waited in the dim light. Then it happened. All the fountains of the great deep burst forth before a single drop of rain fell from above. The earth broke open from below. Geological rupture. Judgment from beneath the crust. Then the rain from above began to fall. 40 days of non-stop downpour, 40 nights of darkness. The waves rose higher than the hills. The mountains disappeared beneath the surface. An entire civilization was erased in a matter of weeks. Inside the ark, the wood groaned under the pressure. The wind howled against the vents, the animals trembled in their stalls. And for a long time, heaven was silent. For 150 days, there is no recorded word from God. Or are you still standing outside while the sky is clear? If you believe God still provides a way of salvation in the storm, type in the comments right now, "Christ is my ark." Declare it boldly for all to see. If this cinematic journey through Genesis 6 strengthened your faith, like this video to help spread the word. Subscribe to Biblical Historicult for more mysteries. Share this with someone who needs to remember that judgment is coming. But so is the mercy of the Father. Don't wait until the rain starts to fall. God bless you.